It says I'm back. I'm not sure I'm really believing it, y'all. So super sorry that my signal dropped. Not quite sure. Oh, there's a person, so I must be back on. Super sorry about that, guys. I'm telling you, this is why I'm gray. It's all about technology, right? So somebody was asking me about amoebium, and I'm just going to actually, since the questions are gone now too, I couldn't save those. I don't even know if it saved the previous live, but I'll just show you what I've got back here. Won't we do for the next couple of minutes? I have a few more minutes to spend with you. So Cool Flowers is the biggest cash crop. Oh, she's saying no sound. Is everybody not hearing me? Holy cow. Technology. So somebody comment, can you hear me or not? So I see a bunch of people on here. Can y'all hear? Can you hear me? Okay. So one person says, okay, awesome, thank you. So I'm just going to run through the Cool Flowers are here as we wrap up our deal. So, sometimes we're always trying new flowers. We're always testing and learning about flowers that in fact are cool season hardy annuals, right? And bringing them on board. And that's what amoebium was. That's what I was talking about when the signal dropped. That's that little white flower that it grows in a spray. It is an amazing bouquet builder. If you're making bouquets, it's just a precious little flower. And as I was mentioning earlier, it's a cross between, in my opinion, feverfew and straw flowers. It dries beautifully and it's really great. That's what this is back here. And then I wanted to show this to you. This is a dianthus that we now grow. This is called Dynasty. And these little guys, they aren't super tall, but they're definitely tall enough. But I have to give them credit. They got eaten to the ground by deer over winter. And so we're thinking that the next crop will be taller. What do I like about this? One of the things I don't like about Dianthus Sweet William is some of it is very stiff and just tight and very uniform. I love how loose these are. This is another great bouquet filler. So they are just starting to bloom and the blooms are a little bit more ruffled. So totally love that. And it's a mix, even though you can buy the straight colors, there's actually a purple color in there too. You can see right there. So that's a new one to us in the last couple of years. And y'all, look how beautiful. This is, we make this mix in-house and sell it. It's called the Dragons. They're Snapdragons. And the mix is called Dragons. And I'm ripping them apart, trying to pull them out here. And this is, and there's one amoebium. There he is. This is some of our dragon mix. This is a mix of up to 13 different shades of pink and different varieties. So this has early bloomers. Where's that such pretty, look, these open face chantillies in the different, look at these are two different colors of pink. Then there's also other varieties with different shades of pink, because what I realized as a flower farmer, what flower farmer wants to buy 14 different pink snaps to get all the shades and the different groups? So we do that and mix the seeds so you can do one big planting and there'll be early bloomers, then there'll be late bloomers. And we always sold our flowers by color. You don't say pale pink, we just say pink snaps. Your florist, really, most of ours did not get into any more detail than that, but they are just, I love Snapdragons, y'all. They're a huge cash crop and just totally in love with these guys this year. And so, of course, the Bachelor buttons are blooming. These are the ones that I cut on Monday that were in total bud. Let me turn y'all just a little bit. That were in bud. They're looking beautiful. And then you've already seen my Chinese forget-me-nots, which are short now, but they'll get taller. And we have these coming in blue also. And look at this Orlea and Saponaria. Y'all, I had not intended on picking these flowers up. It's kind of complicated. So this is Orlea, these bigger blooms that look like Ami Magus on steroids. And this is Saponaria. All of these were fall planted in my Zone 8 garden. And then how about this bucket of Sweet William? Look how pretty they are. Just absolutely beautiful. And I just want to say that If you are not growing a ton of cool flowers, doesn't matter where you live, we can all plant them. We all just perhaps plant them on different timing. It doesn't matter if you live way north. That means you probably maybe, and you got heavy snow loads, you might not do a lot of fall planting. But this is the group of flowers that you can put in weeks and weeks before your warm season tender annuals. And I'm saying to you that as I'm a field grower, I have no hoop houses. We have crops. You know, we are right at our last frost date, and you can just see there is just no lack of flowers that potentially, and there's so many more out there that I didn't intend to show you guys flowers today, right? So friends, I'm just going to wrap this up. I'm going to answer, here's a question. What solution do you use in your sunflowers to preserve? So all of our flowers get basically the same treatment. Is that all of our buckets, our harvest buckets, get a CVBN tablet, particularly sunflowers. That is a pre-treatment. It kills all the bacteria, particularly of flowers like sunflowers and zinnias and calendula and tulips and all of those flowers that ooze stuff, whether you realize it or not, marigolds. We call them the dirty dozen. And that kills the bacteria in the water as they pollute the water, right? And helps to extend their life. Then when they go on to our retail customers, they go home with flower food. And that's the ultimate game. But that pre-treatment, particularly on those dirty dozen, you can go to our website or our app. There's got CVBN tabs, and it lists what all the dirty dozen are. The dirty dozen are simply flowers that pollute the water faster than most other flowers do and greatly extend their vase life by pre-treating them, because when you kill all that bacteria in the stem and in the water, you just buy days of time, right? So we do pre-treatment, and then they go home with flower food, which actually continues that bio side as well as giving them actual food. Variety of snapdragons, well, that is a mix, is what I was just showing you. We make that mix in-house. It is several different types of varieties in all the different shades. Too late to pinch Chantilly snaps in zone 7B. They are 6 to 10 inches tall. I have snaps that tall. So, I mean, you would pinch them at this late time. If they're starting to bloom and you know they're not tall enough to be useful, then I would cut them like a cut flower, which is a pinch, right? But if they aren't budding up, I just wait and see what happens. I mean, cutting them now, pinching them now is going to delay that initial bloom, and it might actually elongate and come along and save you. What is the tea you put in the buckets also? So she's talking about tea bags, and that's actually the form of the holding solution. So as a commercial grower that sells to florists, to supermarkets, or we were going to sit on flowers in-house, we put that CVBN tablet in all of our harvest buckets that go out to the field. That means the first drink that all the stems get is full of bacteria-free, clean water. They come into this building. If there are buckets of flowers that are going to be sent out to a florist, those buckets get a tea bag in them. A tea bag is kind of like florist or holding flower food. It doesn't have as much nutrition, but it has the bio side to keep the water clean, a little bit of nutrition so the stems stay looking good, but it doesn't push the flowers to open like flower food does. Flower food, when your customer gets it, you want that stuff to just bust loose, right? Holding solution, which we use in a tea bag form, kind of just keeps them just healthy enough and keeps the water clean. And you can find that also on our website. So for us, CVBN tablet in the harvest buckets. When we're loading containers to go to florists, they get tea bags. And florists love that. They can see the tea bag. It's just like a Lipton tea bag, y'all. I mean, it's that same type of vehicle that's delivering it. They can see that we're using something in there. And then when they get it, the florist, they make their bouquets and send them home with flower food for the end user. All of that added up buys days and days of additional life for your stems. All right, friends, we're going to call it a wrap. And I'm going to answer this one last question. My Nigella plants are starting to flower. Should I pinch them? If they're super short, Nigella is not a famous brancher for us. So you might just want to, I don't know when you planted them. If they were planted last fall, I would say, if you're going to pinch them, pinch half and see what happens. It's a loss at this point, right? If they don't grow taller, right? So I would do an experiment that will help you for next year. I'd pinch 50% of them. Be sure they're getting watered. All of those things. All right, friends, I am going to sign off now, and we have videos to make and seedlings to deal with. All right, folks, until we meet again, see you Friday on the show inside my app. And you've got to show up for that 12 noon Eastern time inside the app. I do a giveaway showing flowers. I show these. This is what the flowers are all about, y'all. We show them and talk about them and give more details along with a bunch of other good stuff. But I always give something really cool away. All right, friends, till we meet again. Ciao.